Hello, welcome to 30-Minute Mindfulness. Okay, so yesterday I was totally sideways. That was a real challenge, but I think I may have this technology figured out, at least for today. So, welcome. Today I thought we'd talk about becoming your best self and what that means, what that entails. So, the more cut off we are from our feelings, the more we deny the reality of our experience. And when we deny the reality of our experience, we're severing off parts of who we are, like we've talked about before. This dismemberment is a breeding ground for depression and anxiety and other things. So when we're not giving the parts of us that live in the shadows of our experience a voice, they're being shut down. That's when the unconscious mind starts to direct our lives. This is where life starts to feel like fate. It feels like the situation came out of nowhere, but it was I who was unconsciously directing the experience. So it might sound something like, I feel depression, but I have no idea why. I think I'm a happy person. I have a relationship with alcohol that is much more than I want it to be. I feel tremendously anxious and fearful, and that's just the way I am. It's just how I am. I keep dating the same kind of people. It's crazy how these are the only people that show up for me. So Carl Jung says, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. That which we do not bring to consciousness appears in our lives as fate. So you are here to make manifest this brilliant and genius part that lives inside you. This is how you live as your best self, fulfilling your highest potential. In order to be able to show up as the best version of who we are, we need to take responsibility for that thinking pattern, those thinking patterns that keep us stuck. We all have sticky spots. As we find the courage to investigate our feelings, we begin to see where we're entangled with the unconscious beliefs that don't serve our highest potential. Those thinking patterns limit us in some ways. They keep us small or stuck. The power comes when we realize the folly of our perspective. When we realize that our thoughts, feelings, and judgments are not facts, like with a capital F. They're fluid things that we filter through, at times, really distorted lenses. Now, they need to be allowed a voice. This is my experience right now. And then the investigation starts. Is this true? Is this 100% true? What's underneath this feeling? Am I protecting anyone at the expense of my own feelings? What am I afraid of? What is going on for me? What do I need to be safe? Those are questions that start to unravel that true experience, the true underlying feeling that's going on in the unconscious mind. And that's where freedom to unravel that knot begins. Maybe we use a mood log, maybe we journal daily, or just to get in touch with those feelings, getting in touch with that inner truth. When we're able to call things what they are, when we're able to admit the pain, when we admit the magnitude of the betrayal, we allow what is to be. And that's key. When we allow what is to be, that is what it means to see clearly. It's not, seeing clearly doesn't mean that there's no problems or there's no disruptions or there's no hardship. Seeing clearly means we see what is. We see the pain, we see the heartache, we see the betrayal. And we're not trying to run away from it or fix it or change it. We're allowing it. Now, this doesn't mean that the betrayal becomes our identity. We don't become the betrayal. We become aware of the feelings of betrayal. We notice where we feel that betrayal in our body. Does our tummy feel all knotted up? Is there a tightness in our neck or throat? Where do the sensations arise in our body? When we can feel the sensations in our body, it's a sign that we're allowing what is. We're allowing what's living in the unconscious to be. We allow the heartache to be there, and we see with clear eyes the situation that helped create those feelings. We notice what it is to feel that sadness and the realization of what's underneath there. The sadness of seeing how someone may have harmed you, how you may have harmed others. That reality, the sadness of what is. This is seeing clearly. So as we honor what our experience is, we honor what's in the unconscious process, we allow what is living inside of us a voice. We allow it an opportunity to be heard. We allow it an opportunity to be seen. We're not pushing it away or pushing it down. Now, it's super easy to say, oh yeah, cool, okay, that's totally not me, I'm not in denial. But the thing is, we all get caught by denial some of the time. We all have strategic blind spots. Denial is part of the strategy to protect us from seeing what we unconsciously don't want to see. So denial covers the things you don't want to talk about. It hides the things that are really uncomfortable to sit with. So when Joseph Campbell said, "It is the cave you are most afraid of that holds the treasure you seek," the cave you are most afraid to enter, that's where your treasure is. That's where your treasure the unraveling lives there. So what he's talking about is seeing through our blind spots. That fear that holds us back from entering the cave is our defense mechanism to protect us from seeing what's really there. Our protection from seeing what we don't want to believe to be true. That's denial. So in order to consistently show up as our best self, we need to enter the cave that we're afraid to enter. We need to enter the cave we fear. Metaphorically, we take off the lenses that distort our view. We see with new eyes. We find clarity. We create a story that allows all of us a place at the table. All of who we are becomes welcomed and honored. This is our grace that we give to ourselves, our self-compassion. We see all of us with compassionate eyes. This is our journey to becoming a whole human being. It's embracing all of the parts of us, the light and the dark, and allowing it to be. So with that, I invite you to close your eyes and let's find a posture that's comfortable, something straight but not rigid. And just take a couple deep breaths to bring yourself to the present moment. Allow yourself to rest in the here and now. And find your breath, that anchor to that present moment, that refuge that we can come back to time and time again, bringing our awareness right here, right now. When we practice mindfulness and when we invite deeper self-awareness, remember we walk to the edge, to that place of discomfort where it's just a little bit uncomfortable. We don't want to jump off the edge of the cliff, but we want to just sit with it. Just a little bit of discomfort. If it does get overwhelming, just remember you can always come back to your breath. Just come back to your breath. Or maybe you open your eyes for a minute and you let that feeling subside. There's no prescription. Each of us is a little bit different. So we do what works for us. And we trust that inner truth. Is there any part of your experience that you feel cut off from the feeling, from the sense of feeling? Is there a place that feels too scary? Is the cave too dark to enter? Can we look at that? Can we slowly walk toward that? What are you afraid to feel? What's too tender? Maybe you're feeling a sense of resistance. What's underneath the resistance? Can we walk into the cave that we fear to enter and just be with that? Whatever arises, whether it's betrayal or fear, pain from harm we caused, pain from others, can we be with that? Can we allow that sadness to arise, or the magnitude of that betrayal to just be here? In this allowing, we're giving voice. We're seeing clearly. We're seeing what is. There's stuff in our unconscious that causes pain and hurt, and we're just letting that be. When we walk toward these feelings that are difficult, we honor our experience as a whole human being. We bring up from the shadows the stuff that we push away. We're giving voice to those pieces of us that we sever off. We're being gentle. We're being kind. Ah, yes, I see that pain. That's real. That hurts. And I'm sitting with that. There's nothing to do. It's just a holding of, recognizing this is. There's times when that allowing what is feels wrong, like we're not supposed to allow that, or like that thought is mean, or we're betraying somebody we love because of that. And this is an expression of our experience. So it has nothing to do with anyone else. It's just our expression. When we try to protect or serve others at the expense of ourselves, that's when we push down feelings, and that causes us harm. So this is just a safe exploration and a safe opening up to those feelings that we've pushed down. And can you feel your body when you feel the betrayal or the hurt or whatever the emotions that arise? Where does it feel in your body? Do you feel your tummy in knots? Do you feel a knot in your throat or a tightness? What arises in your body? And as we sit with these awarenesses that arise, this deeper understanding of what lies in our shadows, just notice that kind intention that's underneath as we seek to gain deeper understanding and wisdom. And maybe you imagine wrapping that blanket of kind awareness around your shoulders and just snuggle up with that and offer yourself kindness and love. Honor the courage that it takes to sit with these difficult emotions, these places that scare us. wrap yourself in that blanket of kind intention and just give yourself a sense of safety. You're not alone. Honor yourself with your own kind intention toward your deeper understanding, gaining more well-being and more wholeness. And when you're ready, please open your eyes. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you have a great day. As always, I love your comments and feedback. Please email me or leave them in the comment section. Thank you. See you tomorrow.